Hi, this is Michaela Slinger, and you are about to watch how I made the Make You Sad music video with some of my best friends. Make You Sad is a song about a conversation that happens or a challenging and repetitive dynamic in a relationship. And the idea for the video, as always, it kind of emerged in conversation with my best friend, Miranda MacDougall, who's the director, along with my two other really good friends, Callum Gunn and Hank Hill. And we wanted to feature a story about a relationship that wasn't your typical, hetero between a guy and a girl relationship, and there's tension and there's anxiety. So we wanted it to be something different and something that's also important to me to capture. And I don't think that there's enough videos out there about the challenges and pressures that women face as they get older. I'm saying that like I know. I mean, I'm only 24, but already I feel the pressure of I don't look the way I looked when I was 17, or, I'm closer to my 30s now than I was before, so this is the beginning of the end.
Hi, my name is Miranda MacDougall, and I am the director and one of the co-writers of the music video for Michaela Slinger's Make You Sad. I think one of our goals in the shaping of this story was to convey this idea of attachment and identity. When we attach ourselves to certain things, be they tangible things or be they relationships, it starts to muddy our true knowing of ourselves. And I think it happens often with women. We devote our lives to others, be that children or partners or a job or friends. And I think it can cloud our understanding of who we are when we exist just as ourselves.
Hey, my name is Callum Gunn. I am one of the DPs and one of the editors on Make You Sad. I'm always curious about where the story came from the artist writing it. So it was great to hear Michaela's kind of inspiration on that front. And then I really was also interested in being ambiguous about whether this was a mother-daughter relationship or this was a woman looking at her younger self.
This story presented itself in a way, how do we ride that fine line between not making this character a victim, making her still feel very empowered, but also not shying away from the reality of what it is to move on from a chapter in your life and kind of run toward another.
So we wanted to try and touch on a kind of a woman walking through her journey of getting older, making peace with her past, recognizing the things that she wasn't able to do, and maybe relationships with other family members or past friends that she wishes were different. But it's not an overall sad story, because I also think that's the wrong picture to paint, where after somebody, turns 40 or 50, their life and their youthfulness and their spirit and their ability to learn new things is over. I mean, that's not modeled in any way by the people who are 45 and older in my own life. So I think the really cool thing about this story is there's the common symbol of the key, and our protagonist, played by Jennifer Copping, who's amazing. She carries this key with her, and it's sort of this last remnant of her past life as she was a young mom, raising kids and making lots of sacrifices. And she doesn't feel quite at peace with that time in her life being over, so she's carrying this key, and she wants to have this final moment of closure, going to the childhood home where she raised her family, and she's back in the town where she raised her family, and it's bringing up all of these memories, not only of her daughter, but also of herself when she herself was in her late teens, early 20s, all of the things she started, all of the things she still wants to do.
In the shot in the motel room where Jen is working on that scratch and win ticket, if you look in the bottom left corner of the frame, there is a little chubby baby with goggles on. That is Michaela Slinger in the flesh. Probably the greatest photo ever taken of her.
Something I think you should watch for, or I guess listen for as well, is the timing of what you see on the screen as you hear the words, "I'm watching my life back on tape."
And I think what's really powerful is at the end of the story, she almost gets that moment of closure, as though there's going to be a confrontation with my supporting character, who may represent her daughter, may represent her past self, may be a figure of her imagination, or as more of a symbol just about like the pervasiveness of our obsession kind of with like young women and with youth in general. And it looks like there's going to be this confrontation, but then within herself, our lead character is able to find peace. And she's able to look into that window at the house with the key. She's ready to like storm in and almost break in on this woman. And then she doesn't need to. She realizes she doesn't need to. She can be at peace with where she's at. She can accept her past and her demons and carry them forward into a fruitful future. And then we kind of see her for the first time in the music video, letting go. She's outside in this expansive landscape. She's running. It's very physical. There's all of these memories kind of flooding back. And it puts the audience into the question of, was me, Michaela, was that character really there, or who was that?
My favorite shot is in the motel room. And it's just really simple. It's Jen sitting on the edge of the bed, kind of facing away from camera, slightly turned, and you just have that really beautiful kiss of golden light that's coming through the doorway.
Okay, we are officially shooting night 1 of the Make You Sad music video at the motel, rehearsing our scenes right now. And Jen and the whole crew are outside.
Nothing really felt too challenging, however. Something that was exciting was the scenes involving a car mount, because you're essentially taking thousands of dollars and mounting it onto the hood of a fast-moving vehicle. So everyone, it's a big nail biter during that cutaway scene where our main character peels out of the parking lot. If you were to zoom out, you would have just seen the whole crew like holding our breath. But luckily, no cameras were harmed in the making of this video, so. I really like that we're leaning into the ambiguity of this music video. I think we've put our audience on a pretty high pedestal, and we're trusting that they will take something from the story, from the video, that is meaningful, and that aligns with our vision for the story itself. I really like, as a viewer, when I have the agency to make my own decisions about what I'm seeing and kind of form my own little backstory. So that was something that we were excited to do, and I think that music videos are the perfect platform upon which to do that.
So it doesn't leave you necessarily feeling sad. It doesn't leave you feeling happy. It's somewhere in the middle, and that's what I love to create through my lyrics and through my melodies, and also through the amazing videos that I get to create with Miranda, Callum, Hank, and the whole team at Eastcherry. So thank you so much for watching. It means a lot when people engage with my art and with the meaning, and by sharing this out and watching it and thinking about it, you are really supporting the creative visions of not only myself, but my co-writers, my producers, my director and cinematographer and editor friends. And thank you from the bottom of our hearts. It means a lot, and I hope you continue to share it out with people in your life.